Good morning. We are on day 3 of winning the war in your mind. So as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? Welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and we are going to talk about old lies and new truths. So I want to know a couple things. Are you reading the book or are you following along here? Either way is great. If you're reading the book, what are you loving about the book so far? We just started. If you're following along here, if you're brand new, post new below. Otherwise, just continue to tune in. So in the mornings, we work on mindset. The rest of the day, we work on lots of different things. We work on your lifestyle. We work on your water intake. We work on giving you different ideas of recipes. We share lots of different things with you. So this morning, we're working on mindset, which I truly feel like helps you on your entire health journey, because if this is right, then everything else is going to fall into place, right? So if you're brand new listening, I'd love to know that you're brand new. Good morning, everybody. Or maybe it's afternoon for you. I have some friends that tune in from all around the world. So whatever time of day it is, I hope you're having an incredible day. I'm actually going to read a little bit more to you this morning or this afternoon, because I love how he starts it off with a story, because I believe that stories will give you a picture in your mind of maybe where you are at today. So listen up just for a little bit, and we're going to give you some thought-provoking questions to see what you think. This is the book, for those of you who keep asking. You can listen on Audible, you can listen here, you can grab the book. I love to encourage people to read, and you might be on a book that we went through anytime the last 3 or 4 months. Don't feel like you have to rush through it. I read quickly, and usually I read books more than once. So I've already read the books that we're going through. I love to read them again because I love them. I want to share them with you. And you work at your own pace, right? The point is to get you to read at least 1 page a day. That is the outcome for myself. Hopefully you learn something and you put it into action. You don't want to find yourself just reading, and then never doing anything, right? The point is to put it into play, put it into action. Got it? Okay, so I'm going to read you a little story. Hopefully it'll put you into an understanding of, I have an alarm clock. All right, there's a large, shaggy, hairy dog. We're going to call him Max, who will not leave the yard. A car drives by. Max loves to chase the car. The thought of grabbing one of those bumpers and wrestling the beast into submission makes him drool. Max wants to chase the car so badly, but he sits in his yard. Then 2 boys are playing catch outside in the street. The ball rolls right to the edge of Max's yard. He desperately wants to get the ball and run for the boys, but he doesn't. One of them teases the dog. "What's the matter, Max? Are you afraid of the ball?" Max wants to bite the ball, but he stays in the yard. A cat walks down the street. Max cannot imagine the nerve of that cat. He knows they are evil and that they are on this earth only to do evil works. Remember, Max is a dog. Max wants to attack and bring him down into violence. I'm not going to read the whole story. It's pretty funny. Yet he cannot. Why? An invisible electric fence lines the perimeter of his yard. This type of fence puts out little invisible beams, and when an unexpected dog crosses the line, zap, he gets a small jolt of electricity. The first time, the dog is confused. He tries to leave the yard again, zap, another painful little sting. If the dog is stubborn or just dumb, he might keep trying. After he's learned his lesson, he knows he will never be able to leave the yard again. Then the story goes on, and it talks about how the owner of the dog, Max, they had a kid that crossed it. The invisible fence zapped the kid. The owners took the fence down and has not had the fence for years. But as all of these things happen outside of the perimeter of the fence, the dog doesn't try to cross it again because it learned its lesson, right? It got zapped 2 or 3 times. And now, even though there's things outside of the fence, whether it's chasing a ball, whether it's chasing a car, or whatever it is, the dog does not leave. He says, you laugh, but is it possible that you may be like Max? He says, are you a prisoner missing out on life and you want to believe, are you a prisoner missing out on life and you want to go, but you believe that you never can? Like you can't get outside of your own fence. Maybe right now it's your mindset, right? The whole book is talking about the battlefield of the mind, what you believe you can do and what you believe you can't do, and both of them are going to be correct. He says, you are constrained by a lie, something that doesn't exist. Oftentimes, we don't go after things in life, whether it's maybe you've been here for years. I would actually love to know how long you've been on this Keto Mom page. It would be quite interesting. And if you've been here for longer than a year, say longer than a year. If you're brand new, post new below. But how long do you have to watch somebody or multiple people before you go, you know what, I can do this? Oh, Stephanie says it's not that hard. It's a simple process of changing my lifestyle. How many times have you heard me say, don't eat if you're not hungry? Hey, let's work on drinking more water. Hey, can you take the buns off the burgers? Croutons off the salad? How many times have you been taught something and then maybe within the own constraints of your mind, you've said, I can't do that. I'm not good enough. I will always be overweight. Does this make sense? Like, are you believing those lies? I think this book is great. I will tell you, in this chapter, for those of you who know, it's by Pastor Craig Groeschel. So he is the pastor of Life. So if you go to life.church, my husband actually used to work for the church. We used to live in Oklahoma for 5 years. And if you are familiar with the YouVersion Bible app, my husband was on that team. So he got to help create some of that. So it's pretty awesome. But a lot of this chapter is biblical. He's going to give you a lot of verses. Yesterday, somebody said, do I need my Bible to be able to go through this book? And I said, no, you don't, because he gives you the entire verse in the chapter. But he's going to walk you through your mindset. In the beginning of the book, he said, it's biblical and scientific. Some of you have messaged me and you're like, you know what, I'm not super religious. You don't have to be religious to read this book. You don't. Everything that you need to read is in the book. You don't have to go look up different things. But he's going to just walk you through different questions of, how do I get past the lies? What am I believing? If you actually do what's in the book, this is where the application comes in. If you read the questions, if you take some notes, if you take a couple minutes and actually figure out what are the lies that I'm believing, you can work through it, but you've got to put in the work. So he says, if you can get, he'll say Satan, right? Or the world, or the lies that you're believing, the people that you're around that are maybe planting those lies. If you believe a lie, your life will be affected as if the lie was a truth. This chapter is a long chapter, but he says this. We've been held captive by the lies we believe. So now you are going to have to take some lies captive yourself. Capturing the lie is not easy because first of all, you have to realize what it is. You have to identify the problem, ask good questions, and then pinpoint the lie. And you're going to have to learn how to switch those lies and put truth into your mind. So he asks a ton of questions. He gives you a whole bunch of different scenarios. He's going to say, he gives you lots of different things. He says, your investigation, you investigating all of these lies will help you pinpoint different patterns or different things that you're self-sabotaging. Or perhaps, he's going to walk you through, like, are you a victim? Do you believe that you can't do something? Do you believe you will never win? Ignore, I have 4 dogs. We have 4 daughters. The 4 daughters are sleeping. The 4 dogs are usually loud. So I really would encourage you that if this is something that if you've been watching for a little bit, I would grab the book because the questions are great. And I can't read all of the questions to you, but it's basically going to say, hey, let's identify what you're going through. The problem that plagues you is a self-destructive habit, whether it's things like I'm not good enough, so I'm going to eat the ice cream. I'm not strong enough, so I'm going to use the alcohol or the pills or the bad relationships. You capture the lie that you believe you will need. Okay, so you capture the lie. You believe that you need something, whatever it is, to help you relieve the stress that you're going through to bring you peace. Those things are not bringing you peace. So for instance, here on the page, a lot of you would say, I use food. A lot of you are asking questions, and I can't read them right now, so I'll make sure I'll come back, but here's the book. I will come back and answer those. But for instance, here on the Keto Mom page, oftentimes people use food to sabotage themselves. They don't realize it, but it brings some type of peace to help with an emotion, right? So you might go, I emotionally eat. I eat because I'm bored. I eat because I believe I'm not good enough. I eat for all of these reasons, right? And for a very short period of time, it brings you peace. It brings you comfort. It helps that little emotion for a very oh yes, that helps me feel good. I'm going to keep going. In all of the books that we've read on the page, right? We've read Atomic Habits. We've read The Miracle Morning. We've read Rain or Shine. We've read The Traveler's Gift to give you perspective on life. All of these things, and the point of reading is to level up your life and to level up your mindset to help you go, I can do this. I can go, you know what? That is right. I do have a victim mentality, but I don't want to anymore. Oh, I have an awareness of I'm using food to help this, my belief, but that's a lie, and now I need to replace it with a truth. I'm so sorry for these dogs. They are so crazy, and I'm going to end this very soon. All I want you to know is this. This is not, so at the very end, he says, this is not something that's just done once. You don't just take one thought captive, and then all of a sudden it's fixed, right? There's something that you have to do. This is something you have to do thousands and thousands of times a day in your life. Maybe dozens of times a day of going, that's a lie. That is a lie. I'm going to make a decision to go after better, to read, to be mindful, to get the junk out of my house, to control my emotions. That is a lie of the person that's told me or my past, and it does not have to define who I am today. So I will tell you, I love that you tune in here every single day. And I think I would say it's more powerful to have the book within your reach, to go through it when you can. I think there's power in watching and learning visibly, but also audibly. There's so many things that you can do, right? The book is here for you to have a mindset and awareness of what lies are going in and how to replace them with truths. I would say, grab the book, use a highlighter, and put it, take what you've learned and put the application into play. Ask the questions, write it down, in all of the books that we've done. So I hope that was helpful. We're going to keep moving on. He's going to give you more tactical things to put into play. Basically, this book is talking about the power of truth or trash, powerful words, the trash words you're believing, and he's putting a biblical aspect on all of it, right? Because, I believe that if you can put God's word into your heart and into your mind, it's going to change so many different things. So that is the book. I hope you're loving it. I'd love to know what you think about it so far down below. Continue to tune in every single morning. Otherwise, later today, I'm going to come on and do a live, and we're going to talk about lots of different things all around the keto lifestyle. So I hope you guys have an incredible morning. I'll make sure my dogs aren't super loud next time so you can hear me. You're so welcome. You're very welcome. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.